Okay, good evening everybody. So let us start our class tonight. Why do I see a few people tonight? I don't know, are you getting scared? So actually we are discussing the actual foundational thing, the main principle of object-oriented programming. Like what we have discussed. We have discussed so far inheritance, right? And part of polymorphism, and I hope tonight I will complete polymorphism and we will start abstraction. Okay, so polymorphism, inheritance, polymorphism and abstraction, these are the three like foundations, pillars or principles of object-oriented programming. As I mentioned earlier, if you do not understand these 3 or 4 things this week and next 2 weeks, then you will be loser. So this is why I asked you to watch the lectures video again and again until you understand. If you need help, if you do not understand anything, please let me know ahead of time, because if you do not understand this within the next 2 weeks, then it will be hard for you to recover, because after 2 weeks we will start with another topics, that is linked list. Okay, so another thing that, so there is an announcement. So if you go to the first year experience page and go to the resources on tab and click on the slide repositories, so then you will see here on this resource page, you will see the labs. So please find the latest labs and assignments from here. Okay, so latest lab and assignments here, and for the lecture slides, come to here on this lecture slide and you should get lecture slides from here. So even you can get it on from the D2L content page. Better please get it from here. So we are putting most updated resource here on this page. Okay, and again, so these are human developed things. If you find any mistake or anything like inconsistent from your book, then please let us know. We will review it. Okay, so but please follow the book. Your main source will be your book. First source will be your book. Second source will be my lecture. Third one will be the slide. And there are additional resources online. So if you, for instance, if you want to understand inheritance, do a Google search, or on the YouTube you will get a lot of resources. So whatever and whichever you like, it is not a matter, but the matter is that you have to understand this clearly. Okay, so unless you understand this concept clearly, you will not be able to be a software engineer or a software developer or a computer science or software engineering major. All of your next courses, higher level courses, will be based on this foundation. Okay, even these are some things, these are really tough. Even it took me for some time. It took me some time. I have been learning and teaching and writing object-oriented programming for about 20 years. Still I am learning. Okay, sometimes I forget. I look at my book or my other resources, and then okay, so can anybody please recall what did we discuss in our last class? Yes.
We talked mainly about inheritance and polymorphism, right?
Yes, thank you. So mainly we discussed about inheritance, then we were on the way to discuss polymorphism. Tonight I will discuss about polymorphism. Okay, let us discuss and recap or review the inheritance concept again. So what is an inheritance? Yes, you. Yes, an inheritance is a process like through which a new class or a new class can achieve properties from an existing class. Through this process, what are the advantages? The main advantage of the inheritance is reusability. Okay, we can develop a design one class, a class with some working methods, and we can reuse this class anywhere we need, or we can expand this class without changing its original class. The original class is called base class or parent class, right? And the new classes are called child class or derived class, right? So here we told that all classes in Java by default extend or inherit the object class, right? Object class is defined within, you see, if you hover your mouse here, you will see that java.lang package. Within java.lang package, the object class is defined. You know the difference between a class and object, a package. All packages start with a lower, capital, small letters. You see L is in lowercase, but all classes in Java start with a capital letter beginning. So here O is in uppercase, right? So at a glance you can guess that, or you can understand that this O is a object, is a class. Okay. And in C# we can write object O in uppercase and in lowercase as well as. But this object class is by default inherited in all classes by default. So it is implied. Actually, we do not need to write this to extend the object class. All classes by default extend the object class. Okay. So here last time we created a vehicle class, that is as our parent class or base class, and we created other classes like car class, okay, that extended the vehicle class. Okay, we also created bus class that extended the car class, right? This extend means the bus class will be a new class that is going to be extending or inheriting the properties from the vehicle class. That's it, right? So some of you maybe were absent in last class, so let us do a quick, let us create another class quickly. Let us create another subclass or another child class of the vehicle class. So what name we can give? We have private car, means car, and bus. We may give a new name of a class, maybe truck. Okay, so that's it. We do not need any main method over here, so we will click on finish. So once we see the truck class, we got a truck class, and let us extend vehicle. Okay, so vehicle. Okay, and so what will be the advantages of my new class, that new truck class? We may have its own properties, as well as it can inherit some of the properties. I am telling you what some, not everything. Okay, some of the properties from its parent class, vehicle class. So let us see, if we hold on our control button and click on this class, vehicle class, you see that open declaration or open implementation, wherever we click, it will take us, so let us click on open declaration page, it will take us to the vehicle class. So in the vehicle class, what members are non-private will be inherited into the child class, right? So that means we have learned that inheritance is a great property, great advantage, great principle of object-oriented programming. Now let us review. Let us think that I have an open question. Do you think is there any limitation or disadvantage? No, I'm not telling the word disadvantage. Have you found any limitation of inheritance so far? Anybody? Yeah, definitely there are some limitations. I'm telling. I'm giving a clue that there are some limitations. Okay, so think about some limitations. Yes, you can tell a limitation of inheritance.
In Java, you can't have an object inherit from two parents.
Okay, yes, that is a good thing. Okay, we got one limitation that in Java and also in C#, we cannot have multiple parents, right? We cannot have multiple parent class. Okay, we got one. Okay, then anyone who wants to tell the second or anyone another limitation? Yes. The parent? Yes, there is a limitation that the parent cannot inherit or cannot achieve property from the child class. Okay, that is really a limitation, and there is, so far I do not know that there is a way to resolve that issue, that limitation, but there is a way to resolve that first limitation. We will discuss that maybe tonight in our next class through abstraction. Interface. Okay, what else? Another limitation. There is another limitation. Okay. Okay, let us find one more limitation of inheritance. I think you want to tell something, right? No? You do not find any limitation? All advantages are you getting from inheritance? You do not see any limitation? You want to tell any limitation? Okay, so far, okay, we got two already, but I'm telling you one more limitation is that, recall that. Once my car class or bus class or truck class inherits some properties from the vehicle class, there is no guarantee that the inherited class will use the inherited property properly or will use. Did you notice that limitation? For instance, if I have a child, okay, and no matter how much money I do have, if I give my child even a penny every day or every time, and whenever I give a penny to my child and if he throws that out, will I be happy? Huh? Probably not. Nobody will be happy, right? I will tell my child, okay, why are you misusing my money? I gave you money, why did you throw that out? My child may tell me that, okay, that was my money, you gave me my money, whatever I wish I could do, that is why I throw that out. But still I will not be happy, right? Nobody will be happy, no parent will be happy, right? That means we want that who will inherit or who will achieve our property should use that property, right? But so far we have noticed that inheritance does not ensure that the so far inheritance, whatever we have discussed, it does not ensure that the car class will use the property from the vehicle class. Whatever he will inherit from the vehicle class, there is no guarantee or confirmation that the child class will use that, right? So that is a third limitation. Okay, we will discuss this. There is a remedy to resolve this limitation. It is called abstraction. By using abstract class, we can resolve that issue. Okay. So the first issue, first limitation of inheritance was that a child class cannot extend multiple classes, right? It cannot have even object. If you see that, even if I give that this way, but other programming languages like C++, it allowed, C++ allowed to have multiple parents. Okay, but that was difficulty. I learned object-oriented programming through C++ about 20 years ago, through 1996, 97 on that time. So that was actually a nightmare to handle inherited property, because you may have noticed that so far it is allowed that a parent class and a child class may have same property, same method, same name. For instance, here you see that I have in my vehicle class, I have a method called run. Look at that over there. I have a run method, right? The same run method, public void run method, is also available in my car class, and still it is available in my bus class, and still it may be available in my truck class. Okay, so in order to distinguish from class source, we just wanted to use truck, but we can see this message only at the runtime. If the program runs, then we can see this output, right? But there might be a conflict. Okay, for instance, if it was possible that my truck class would extend also my car class, or also bus class, then you see, remember that if it was possible, then what will happen? The run method would have three versions, right? The run method itself within the truck class, there is another run method in the vehicle class, there is another run method in the car class, and there is another run method in the bus class. So when you call this run method, when an object of this truck will call the run method, that there would be a possible ambiguity, an ambiguous situation, that which run method would be called. So is the run method from the truck, or from the vehicle, or from the bus, or car, right? So that was the nightmare, or difficulty. So in order to resolve that difficulty, Java and C# and all modern programming languages have negated, discarded, or what is that called? Discluded, or disclude, right? Not include. Discluded multiple inheritance. So there is no multiple inheritance, no multiple father class in the inheritance. Okay, but there is a way. There is an alternative way to use, like similarly, by using interface. By using interface, it is possible, okay, to have multiple interfaces, to have multiple parents as interface, not parent. Like for instance, we are telling that this extended class is biological father. We said that so far we do not have multiple biological fathers for a child, right? But we may have like foster fathers, multiple foster fathers. Okay, like abstraction interface is like foster fathers. We may have multiple foster fathers, right? We may have father-in-law, multiple father-in-law, right? So we will discuss the abstraction and abstract class in our next class. But tonight we want to at least get some resolution or solution of the first problem. That, what is your name, please? What is his name? He mentioned. You know his name? What is your name? Isaac. Okay, Isaac mentioned the first limitation that. Oh, you mentioned what is the limitation? You mentioned that there is no multiple. Oh, a child. Okay, the child cannot acid form. Oh, you said child cannot have multiple parents, right? We will discuss that next week. Okay, so let us tonight we will discuss polymorphism. Okay, so the concept of polymorphism is used to resolve one of the limitations of inheritance, that is called, that ensures that, I will tell you something before I give the definition. Even if I give definition, that will may not help you. But before I give a definition, let us show you something. You see, what did we discuss this way? Demo classes. Okay, in our previous week, we discussed in our demo classes. Okay, maybe, no, sorry, not in your section. We discussed in another section. Let us discuss here. So here we have a vehicle method. What is this method called? It has a unique name. Good name. Huh? Constructor, right? Okay, this is called a constructor. Yes. Can a class have multiple constructors? Yes. How many say yes? 1, 2, 3. Is there anyone that has doubt that or say no? Okay, yes, a class may have multiple constructors, but although if a class has multiple constructor, contains multiple constructor, the constructors method, how they will be different from each other? Huh? Yeah, the arguments they take. Not the variable, is called argument. Okay, in terms of argument, right? Okay, so you see that I cannot give same name, but if I say int door, say maybe int speed, string or this is called color. Okay, now although the method name is same, but signature is the header line, the total header line. Okay, this is called signature. This line is different, right, from this line. So now, okay, so let us complete this method. So here, recall that we have used these arguments. Like, how can we use this argument? Remember that by using these operator, right? So we can say this dot doors will be doors. Okay, so this door is, say, if you hover your mouse over, if you click your mouse over here, so actually this door is this door. Okay, and this door is this one. This one is this one. Okay. Okay, so then and then this dot speed equal to speed, and this dot color equal to color. My computer is slow, so this is sometimes I'm typing faster than computer, but I'm not that much rapid typist. Okay, we can write in one line, right? Okay, so you understand that these operator, right? If I would give a different name like door instead of doors, if I would give door, then my this operator would be optional, right? If I give a different name, then I can give either I can give this or I can avoid this. It will work. But if I gave same name, exactly same name, the field name and the arguments name exactly same name, then it will see that it will be confusing. So it will be confusing which door I am looking for. This is why I need to use this operator. So now you will understand this, right? Okay. So then here, this is a vehicle method and this is another vehicle method. Okay. If a class contains multiple methods, a class may contain multiple methods, but all the methods must be different in with respect to the number of or type of the arguments. Okay, I may have another method, vehicle, another constructor like this. I may have only doors and speed, no color information given. Then this is okay. This is my third constructor. Okay. So whatever we have learned here, a class may contain multiple methods, right? But the methods will be different in terms of their argument type or of number of argument. Okay, this process has a good name. It is called method overloading. Okay, this process is called method overloading. This program so far until last every week I put on GitHub. You can, yeah, today I will put on the GitHub. Yeah, every day in GitHub. Okay, so method overloading. So what is method overloading? Let us recall. So method overloading is a kind of one type of polymorphism. Okay, that allows a class to have multiple methods, okay, or more than one method with same name but different signature. And then the method will be different in terms of the argument type or argument list. Okay, so this is a called method overloading or it has another name. It is called static binding, or it has another name. It has called static polymorphism, or it has another different name. People say compile time polymorphism. Okay, actually polymorphism, poly means many, morphism means form, many forms. The same thing, the vehicle is a method, it has different forms, many forms type. This is called polymorphism. So polymorphism is of two types. One is called runtime compile time polymorphism, another is called static polymorphism, and another is called runtime polymorphism. We will learn runtime polymorphism soon, but let us be clear about compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is like, for instance, method overloading. Okay, method overloading is an example of compile time polymorphism. So then my question is that here method overloading means a class may contain multiple methods of same name but different signature with different types or numbers of arguments. The methods will be different in terms of their types, in terms of the argument type or argument number. Okay, this is called method overloading. So it is called compile time polymorphism. Anyone has any idea, or can you guess why are you calling that it is a compile time polymorphism? Yes. 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 It said that we are calling this compile time polymorphism because we said that in our definition that it requires the methods must be different in terms of the argument type or argument list, okay? But if you violate that, okay, if you do not have the difference in terms of different argument or argument type, it will show you an error in compile time. Even before you run your program, it will show you an error. So you have to set the difference before you run your program. That is actually in Eclipse, as soon as we write our code, it is compiled. It is being compiled dynamically. So it compiles so quickly that even sometimes we cannot guess that, okay, as soon as I'm writing or pasting, it is showing me error because it compiles so quickly. Computer is faster. Yes.
Are you sure that Oracle is one thing?
Huh?
I thought that this is one thing. I don't think.
Oracle?
Yeah, use one thing instead of compiling errors.
I'm not sure about Oracle. I used Oracle many years ago, 10, 12 years ago. So in this course, we are not discussing Oracle. I'm not sure. Sorry. This question was about Oracle, okay? So this is called compile time polymorphism, okay? So everybody understand compile time polymorphism or method overloading? Everyone understand method overloading? It's kind of polymorphism, okay? Poly means many, morphism means form or structure. So do we really have many or different morphism here, forms? Yes, right? Okay, so now we will see how we can call either this one or this one or this one or this one. How can we call this one? How can we call this one, this one, this one? Actually, in order to do that, we need to go to main method, right? Last time we discussed this, we stopped here, right? Okay, we told that if you understand this 4 line, then really you will understand 1/4 of object-oriented programming. Okay, and let us complete our understanding tonight. Okay, as soon as I finish this stuff, then we can leave tonight. Okay. But this is really a tough and critical thing, so let us take a break, 30 seconds. But before that, anyone has any question so far about inheritance? Okay. You have a question? Okay, so let us recall we said that in our last class we discussed that something like this, right? We created something like this. We discussed that this line we are not able to write this line, right? This line is not a valid line. This instruction is not a valid line. What is the reason that it is not a valid? Yes, you should tell it. Yes, because not all vehicles are car, right? Because we discussed from our this table, maybe this chart, we say is vehicle is our parent class, and we may have multiple vehicles, multiple type of vehicles. We discussed that. We told that in really there is no vehicle. Vehicle is a general term. Okay, you will not find any vehicle in this world. You will find some concrete vehicle, type of vehicle. That means car, bus, truck, airplane, right? These are kind of vehicles. Okay, so as we discussed that, not since all cars are vehicle, but all vehicles are not car. Some vehicles are car, some vehicles are bus, some vehicles are truck, right? So this is why we told that since all vehicles are not car, so we cannot write this line. Okay, this is why it is showing an error. Okay, you see how logical object. This is why it is called object-oriented programming. Object means in real life physical entity. Okay, object-oriented. So in real life, so since this is not valid in our real life, so in our programming it is not valid. True. Okay, but we can say a car instance is a vehicle. You can say that, right? Because we know that all cars are vehicle, right? All vehicles are vehicle, all cars are car. Now I have few more questions. Can we tell like this? Okay, I'm hiding for car C maybe V15 equal to new bus. Can I tell it? Maybe you have doubt, right? This is why you are not making sound. Do you have any doubt? Can I tell that? No, it's okay. If you have confidence, then please loudly say no. Okay, really we cannot say, because all buses are not car, right? All buses are not car. But we can say that, you see that this is why it is showing an error. But we can say all buses are vehicle. Then this is why it is okay, right? Okay, we understand this. Okay. Now until this, everybody is clear, right? Okay. Now if you are clear, and once and if and only if you are clear until this point, then I will move through the runtime polymorphism. So let me recap again. Anybody has any doubt until this point? Any confusion? If you have time, if you need, I can recap again, okay? But if you do not understand this, you will not understand polymorphism. Actually, polymorphism is called runtime polymorphism, that we will discuss. But if you do not understand this part, then you will not understand runtime polymorphism. So everybody clear, right? Okay, that's good. I'm lucky that everybody understands this. Okay. Now, so let us comment out this invalid line. So as we know that we do not need this line, so let us comment that out. My program is running. Okay, right? So there is no error. That means program is running. Okay. So now let us see. Let us see that you remember that we have at least one common method in all classes. I put intentionally this run method in all classes. You see the run method is available in the vehicle class, but how do I distinguish this? I have distinguished it by using this run : vehicle : runs. That means if I see this print out statement, then I will say that this method is coming from my vehicle, right? And I have also this run method in my car class, but I have used car : run. Okay, and I have this in my bus class. I have distinguished this. Okay, and I have in my truck class, I have used truck : run. So although I have run methods in all 4 classes, but these are different. So when we teach or learn in academic, we actually learn the concept by using a demo, like one single line. Okay. But in your real life, when you go to industry work, this method, a truck run a different way than a bus run, or a truck runs a different way than an airplane run, right? So in your real life, this run method's implementation may be way different than this car method's implementation. Some of these may be 100 lines, some of these may be 1,000 lines, okay? But when you go for interview, they will not ask you to write 100 lines program code. They will ask you just this thing: whether you understand inheritance, whether you understand polymorphism, whether you understand uh, compile time polymorphism, that means method overloading. Okay, so if they know that, if you understand the basic thing, you will be able to expand whatever needed in the run class. Okay, now let us see. Now let us call the run method. I want to call just the run method. I don't need this stuff. So for now I want to maybe delete this stuff because it will make clumsy and then it will make my program very difficult. So okay, so you see that we have seen that we have the run method in all 4 places, in all 4 classes, right? So and then we have v1. We do not need this one. Let me simplify this. Okay, we have vehicle v1. We don't need this. Okay, v1. Can we do this way? Okay, in order to simplify, just I rename one. Okay, so in v1 to v10. Okay, so now we have v10. v10 is a vehicle object, that is a vehicle type is vehicle. Okay, and v11 is a car object and that is type vehicle. Okay, and v12 is a vehicle object that is type vehicle. Actually I don't need this one. Actually I need only one kind of each. Okay, and I need this. I need each of this one kind. Then you will understand. Actually these are the 3. Actually these 3 we need. Mainly we need these 3. If we understand these 3, then we will find. Now let us use the v11 object. So if I say v11 dot, you see that if I call v11 dot, then whatever I have run method only one time here, right? You see the run. Where is this run coming from? From vehicle, right? So then if I call it, then if I run my program, what will be my output? Can anyone please tell me, guys? Okay, let me run this program. Yes, you are right. Oh, sorry, it is showing me this stuff because these are within what? Do you know that? Do you guess that where these are coming from? From the constructor, right? Vehicle constructor. I don't need this, so let me disable that part. This one. I don't need this actually. I don't need this. Okay, you see which one did you come? Okay, you see that when I wrote v11 dot run, it was showing me this run method is defined within vehicle class, right? So, but when I call this, is the run method anywhere else? No, only one place, right? It is in only in vehicle. But when I call this run method, is it really calling the from the vehicle? No, it did not call from the vehicle. Okay, but maybe initially we thought that it would call from the vehicle, right? Maybe we expected that it would show vehicle.run, vehicle colon run, right? Okay, so now let us see the run methods in both places, within the car class and within the vehicle class. So let us see within the vehicle class first. So vehicle class, I have a very nice and gentle run method. right? And now let us see the car class. The car class, it has another run method. So did you see any difference this run method and this run method? Huh? Yeah, instead of the text, everything, the signature is same, right? The signature line is same, right? So then signature line is same. So, but if I have another, let me see here. You see that I have a car, V11. Let me call V11 and V13. Both. Let me call this. You see that V11, when I call V11, okay, V11, then it's called V11 actually is what kind of instance is it? What kind of object it is? It's a car object. Okay, is in after the I will see it called the car constructor, right? So it is a car object. Okay, and if I say I'm going to show you the difference between if I say v12 dot run and v13 dot run. If you see that when I type in I typed in so quickly so that it did not see. Even if I see v13 dot, where is the run method? Dot run. Okay, you see that this time v13 when I'm going to call the run method v13, then it is showing me the run method from the car class. What is the reason? Did you guess something so far? Because the method is coming, run method is coming from this side, not from right side. Okay, it's coming from the car side. The first one is type, right? So when I say my type is vehicle, so then whatever then when I use that object, then it will call the method, available method from the vehicle class. Clear, everybody? Let me show you again. So this is a very tricky, and then really this is very minor difference, unless you give attention. Okay, some of you are still using devices. Are you using any phone? Okay, so please give attention, everybody. Unless you give attention, you will not understand. Okay, so let me show you the difference between these three. I wanted to show you these three lines. So in our last class, I told you that if you understand these three lines, you will understand 1/4 of object-oriented programming. And in order to understand these three lines, you need to understand these three lines. Okay, so I want to rewrite these three lines so that you get it clearly. So I want to say v11. So my v11 is a car object of type vehicle, right? Vehicle, right? So when I say v11 dot, it is showing me that v11 dot run is what? Is coming from which class? Vehicle class. Okay. Then this is clear. Actually, the second one is very clear, right? Vehicle is vehicle type, right? It's ambiguous between this one and this one, right? So when I say v12 dot run, then it is coming from vehicle. There is no change, but one thing that maybe so far you should understand that this vehicle actually coming from this side, over on the left side, not from the right side. Okay, and now this time you should be clear. You say if I say v13 dot run, then you see the run is coming from car class. Why is that reason? What is the reason? Yes, so you understand that we have to be again, and this is really tricky. So you see that run is coming from car class, because now so far by analyzing these three lines, line number 18, 19 and 20, now we should have clear understanding that this method is coming from this side, whatever I type, right? Not from the instant type, not from the actual instant, okay, actual type. Okay, so then if I say my car, now if I run this program, can anyone please tell me what will be my output? Okay, my first one, V11 is coming from car class. Wow. Okay, V11 is car, V12 vehicle, and V13. Okay, now still I'm still even I am confusing here. So for V11, let us see the V11 again. What is coming from? No, it is coming from car class. You see that? V11, the V11, this one, right? Again, if I call V11 dot run, it shows vehicle over here, but it is showing me run. Let me see my car class vehicle. It still has car, okay, but the reason is that, okay, there is a reason. You see that again, if I run it again, okay, I may do mistake, but program compiler is not doing mistake. But the reason is that is coming is from, if we understand, then we will understand the major thing. Okay, you see that when in my car class, when the run method is redefined, by default it says override. By default it says override. So when a child class contains exactly same method, okay, exactly same method, okay, with your parent's name, then this child object, okay, will look for his own instance. If he has his own instance, then it will use that. If it does not have his own instance, for instance, if I do not have this, let me disable this, okay, then see that still my program is fine. My program is running, right? Then let us see that, let us recap this. I want to, in order to distinguish this output and that output, I want to make a copy. Okay, so I like you to remember this line, car colon run, and since I disabled this car run method within car, okay, if I run this program again, then you see that I have a different output. Do you see the difference between this and my previous output? Okay, my previous output came, what is that? Yeah, my previous output came, you see the car from car class, because within the car class the run method was overridden. Okay, so override, even in order to override in in Java we use override annotation, and it start with, all annotations start with @ and for Java O in uppercase. Override O in uppercase. If you give O in lowercase, then it will make an error. And in C# you will write the override keyword here. In C sharp, you will write the override keyword here. There is no in C sharp, there is no annotation. Okay. So this is the concept of runtime polymorphism. Okay. So with runtime, okay. So now let us define runtime polymorphism. By the term polymorphism, we actually say, how many minutes that you have? We say runtime polymorphism. The runtime. Now let us give the definition of runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism is the concept that if a child class contains a method exactly same name and same signature, okay, with another method that exists in the parent class, okay, so then while we got issue from the v11 object, right? So the v11 object, right? Only here we got the issue only here, because we were clear that this line was clear, this line was very clear. All vehicles are vehicles. And even this line is also clear. All cars are cars. Only for this line. This is the polymorphism concept, runtime polymorphism concept. Because type mismatch. And when it mismatch, confusion comes from there. Okay. Then this v11 object will check if it has if the run method, if it has the run method is as its own method, okay, as its own method, then it will use its own method. And if it does not find its own method run, then it will use parent method. For instance, in state card, if I inherit some property from my parent, no matter, okay, the same property, money, okay, my money and my father money, all are dollars in amount, right? If I have my own money, then I will use my money. Until I am run out my money, okay, then I will use my parent money. So until I have my own money, I will not be able to use my parents' money. In reality, we should have this feature, right? You know, some student or many, even maybe I did also. We misuse our parents' money. We know, because we do not realize. We do not realize that how difficult and how costly and how hard to earn money and some money, right? So this is why even some students, they take class but they do not appear in the class. They are not attentive. Okay, maybe retaking that class or not giving attention, because he is not going to be loser because he did not pay himself. Someone else, maybe his parents, paid for him. But it would be difficult. It would not be happen if he would pay by himself. If he would earn his money, he would work himself, and it would be difficult, really difficult, to earn money and put tuition and other fees. And then if he would pay by himself, then really they would be more sincere. He would be more sincere and attentive in class. It's similar, same thing for me and everybody, right? You see that almost half of this class is empty, right? Many students did not appear, and we mentioned that there is no makeup exam. So if you lose or miss any more exam, then your final will be the replacement of your exam. Okay, but if you appear in the exam, then you will be prepared, and you will understand what kind of questions maybe you will get final. Okay, so be careful, do not lose, do not miss any exam. Okay, I want to take a minute break, 1 minute break, and by this time, if you have any question, please let me know and think about your question. We will review this term because we had discussed as a very important thing. What is that called? Polymorphism. Okay, I already discussed polymorphism. I will recap and review. Okay, now think about that whether you have understood what I was going to tell here. Yes.
Can you override different methods besides run method?
Okay, I got one question. I'm in break. 1 minute break. Okay. Anyone has any question? So his question was. So your question was, can we override any more method except the run method? Yes, we can override any method, any number of methods. Okay, but maybe so far you have noticed the difference between overloading and overriding. This is called overriding. You see the override? It's called method overriding. Can you, and then we have discussed here in the vehicle method, it is called overloading. So now, if I ask you a question, this is a very common interview question. Okay, and top level interview question, what is the difference between method overloading and method overriding? Can you tell me the difference, the major difference? Yes.
Overloading is having multiple functions with different arguments, doing different things,
Okay.
but with the same name. And overriding is whenever you have when you have a method with the same arguments and name in a child class that overrides and takes over the role of the parent class.
Yes, you are 80% right. You have missed only one sentence. And you do know that only one point you missed. You are very close.
Everything else is okay.
Can anyone have? He's right. He said that in overloading, we have is method name, same method name, okay, with different argument list, okay, in terms of other type or number. We are very close. And he also defined the overloading with same signature. Yeah. Anyone has any more point? He has covered 75% or 80%. Okay, there another difference. Maybe you have noticed that overriding happens within the same class, right? All methods, all overloaded. Sorry, overloading happens within same class. All overloaded methods exist within same class, right? But overriding methods in different class, child class and parent class. You see that run method? I have run method in my parent class, and I have a run method within child class. Okay, and this is the 100%, now 100%. Okay, this is the thing we missed. And he is correct that in case of override, we need exactly same signature for overriding. Okay, same signature. And for overloading, we have different signature. Okay, so then for overloading, I told you that it is called compile time polymorphism. Okay, and in method overriding is called runtime polymorphism. Do you have any guess so far? Have you guessed anything? Why I am calling this? Why people call this as compile time polymorphism? Runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. It is called runtime polymorphism, or it is called dynamic polymorphism, or just polymorphism. So by the term polymorphism, it is the polymorphism. Yes. Yes, because you don't know until you run this program. If you do not have concept clear concept, right? If you don't have concept clear, or if even for instance, if I have some superficial concept, okay, and if I am not sure, or even if you until you run your program, you do not know then who is run method is calling. Is this the run coming from your vehicle class, or is this the run coming from your You see that? Let me see. Is coming from vehicle.run, and this one is coming from vehicle.run, and this one is says car for run, and this one is says vehicle from run, but this one is car from run. Okay, but if you hover your mouse here, then it will show you where it is coming from. But unless you hover your mouse over here, or unless you run your program, you do not know actually which method is calling, right? So this is why compiler defines the actual method at runtime. This is why it is called runtime polymorphism. So for runtime polymorphism or runtime error, you do not know any error ahead of time. For instance, for instance, if you expected here the run method would come from the vehicle. If you design your application or program from that way, right? But it would not come that way at the runtime when you run your program. Okay, so you don't know ahead of time. This is why it is called compile time, so runtime polymorphism. Okay, so everybody clear about polymorphism? Who didn't understand yet? Do you understand? Huh? Can I ask you that give me definition of runtime polymorphism? Runtime polymorphism. Give me the definition of runtime polymorphism.
I apologize, sir, I'm having trouble interpreting. Runtime. Runtime? Okay. Essentially where you have two different methods that have the exact same data sets that go in, that are inputted, and they can't run because they're running the exact same thing.
Okay, the question is that did I call two different methods? Same method, but in two different class. Okay, the concept is there here. The people understand the concept is here. In the runtime polymorphism is really a tricky concept. People understand 80%, 60% to 70%. Many people understand, but many people have problem in understanding 100% concept. Okay, but I mentioned that if you want to understand the polymorphism, because then you need to understand the difference between method overloading and method overriding. If you understand this method, if you do a Google search, okay, you will get like in a tabular format. Okay, but I discussed that. Then if you can clear maybe 4 points, if you remember the 4 points, then you will have a clear idea. Because then you are pretty close. Method runtime polymorphism is that a method if there is a method, same method but within different class. But what is the different class? Is that happen if I my run class, a method in run class? If I have a run method in my car class and in my bus class, will this be polymorphic? No. Why? I'm telling you that if I have my run method, same signature in my car class and bus class and truck class, will this run method be polymorphic? No, because these are not parent-child. These are not parent-child relation. There is no parent-child relation between car and bus. The car class is a child of a bus class? No, the car class is a child of vehicle class. So the other method must be within the vehicle class, within the parent class. Sibling, not in the brother or sister, not in the sibling. Maybe here the bus and truck are siblings of car class, right? Here we say car, bus and trucks. These are siblings. Right? Brother or sister. But this is the parent. So in order to be polymorphic, okay, a method must be within vehicle class and child class, or within vehicle class and bus class, or within vehicle class and truck class. Okay. So far everybody understand polymorphism? Okay, now if you understand this, then I am giving you a homework. So please go through this slide, polymorphism slide. Okay, go through this polymorphism slide and read through, then you should understand this. Okay, then if you do not understand anything, then I will recover this, but in my demo program I already covered everything, almost everything. But the last thing, before maybe I have 2 more minutes, I want to discuss just, did I go through this slide last time? I went through, right? Okay, then if I went through, then it's clear. So then it should be clear. And in our next class, I will discuss about how to resolve another limitation of inheritance that we call by using abstract class and interface. Okay, how to use multiple parents, and how to ensure that a child will use the inherited property. We will discuss that through abstraction in our next class. Okay, so next class will be very, very important. Okay, please please do not miss next class and next week class, and maybe hopefully I'm expecting to finish this wrap this up by next week. Okay, so by next week, and before you come to next week class, please watch this video. Okay, and I am also teaching in another section. If you have some time, please watch the video in other section. Although I am trying to teach almost same thing, but you may find some different words in another section video. Okay, that you may like, that it may hit in your brain. Okay. Okay, good luck everybody, and have a good night.